Nick Ashooh on the team 980. 301-230-0980 if you like the stadium. Don't like it. Pissed off. There's not enough parking. Not enough. Did Rooster, by the way, Vic, do we know how much Rooster complained? I didn't get a chance to hear everything. Did he complain about the parking at all? I assume he did, right? Oh, is he there still? Oh, I might have to bring him on. I know we did a 3-hour show. Oh, there's a shocker. I don't. All right. All right. If he puts on the headset, I need to ask him. Listen, as the resident crane and parking expert, I feel like I need to know what Rooster feels about this. But that being said, all right, Rooster, the parking. Do you like it? I feel like you hate the parking, right? I'm just going to assume you don't like the parking at the new stadium rendering. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the biggest thing there is like if this team isn't winning, people aren't going to want to show up anyway. It doesn't matter. So yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of Bupkis, by the way. Big fan of Bupkis. I did realize too that as I'm doing this through YouTube, it's all through me. People can't hear you, so that's unfortunate. No, this is all my this is me because of the way that it's running through. I see it in the comments. It is what it is right now. We're doing with it. Here's the thing. Yeah, it's just Rooster blabbering for a couple minutes, only because I found out you were there and you're my buddy and I didn't get to see you. By the way, how do you like about I actually do like this because we do have a quick reunion of you, me, and Vic, which used to be a fun night on the other station. And it's good. Did you do you think that there is a chance that we could get a tailgate barge set up on the water by the stadium that Vic suggested? We could do a live pregame show there. We could have a whole event, have it out on a barge. Maybe we could even have uh, come up with some sort of incentive for people to be a part of it. My brain is going a million miles a minute with all of these different ideas of what we could do to tailgate because if there's not enough in the parking, you find another way to make this happen. When there is a problem, Rooster, we find a way to change it and to fix it. And I think this is our solution to fix that. We'll enclose it. We'll have some heaters. We can make this work, man. See, this is the problem. Is you're going straight negative right off the bat as opposed to how do we fix the problem? Why don't we work on how we fix the problem? Oh, yes, oh my God, I just can't even that is absolutely what you were doing. Come on. No, I was prepping. I couldn't listen to you screaming at everybody the whole time. Mhm. Mhm. Blissful love. Mhm. Right. Well, that's what all the other events are for. You need a Final Four, you need a Super Bowl, you need concerts. We need Taylor Swift to go back on tour. No, of course not. But when is any event cheap anymore? Nothing's cheap. I mean, and that's just that's how it works. So that they've done the math. I promise you that. They've done the math and they will figure it out. They're like, hey, look, if this is a losing team, how do we make up for it with other events? And that's when the Final Four happens and the Super Bowl and the everything else. Although I will tell you that right. So that's gonna help with the gap. I agree. I agree. Mhm. Don't say it. Don't you put that evil on us, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do that. Don't do that. Come on. Uh-huh. Okay. What was your biggest positive? Okay. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. I know. Right. Well, listen, did you hear my description that I got in a text from an architecture friend of mine, an architect? He actually described it as the colonnade is very reminiscent of ancient Greek architecture. This is from an architect. I think so. Like I said, everybody have you noticed, Rooster, that everybody today has become like a makeshift architect? Like we're all analyzing architecture and we have no background in it whatsoever. I'm part of it, but that's why listen, I went to the source, okay? I'm a professional and I went to the source. And it's the, yeah, the pillars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, look, we know nothing. We're dumbasses. Look at us. We're pretending. We're like, "Oh, I'm an architect. I know what I'm saying." that's that's what it is. All right, good to talk to you, buddy. Go home. Oh, jeez. Uh-huh. Rooster. Oh my god. Yep, it's Rooster. I know, it's Rooster in the stadium, so pissed off, going, "I don't even like the colonnades anyway. They're stupid." I could see it. Mhm. Right. 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 All right. Go home, buddy. You've been there too way too long. It's good to talk to you. All right, go. Goodbye. Just get out of here. Oh, I love Rooster. It's you get exactly what you expect from him. But like he is right, and I agree with that. That if you have a team that is not winning football games, people are going to want to show up for a season because there's a novelty that's there. And you're going to have to start marking down tickets, and that's the only way you're going to get people in. It's just going to be a bad situation. But again, like they know this. But you got to answer and you got to make it work and you've got to make this a winning organization. And it's like, this is fun and it's great. And we can sit here and analyze the colonnade and the Greek architecture that's involved and all these things and pretend to be architects today. And then it's all about, okay, how are you actually building the team? What do the colonnades look like on the actual roster? I don't know what those. Vic, what would the colonnades be as they're constructing the actual roster? Would that be the? I like to think of that as defensive ends or edge rushers. You know, they're the colonnades of the defense, and they need to really build up those colonnades on the roster. Does that work? I don't know. Can you Google it for me or ask Gemini or something? Yeah, I I think. Uh, Listen, I don't know, and I've just given up even trying. I've given up trying to actually pretend to being even any sort of an architect. But it is what it is. There we are. So we'll talk to Ryan Horvat. Look ahead to the college football national title game and the NFL divisional round this weekend. That's going to be at 5. Nick Ashooh on the Team 980. Nick Ashooh on the team 980. Talked to Ryan Horvat at 5. Rooster just stopping by, just hanging out there. I'm convinced that he likes to just hang out there afterwards to make you think he's doing more, Vic. I'm going to tell you that now. I think he's just he does. He just wants to be the guy that says, "I got stuff to do and I got to be here the whole time and I got to." Yeah. I look, the stadium is going to be I do think it's going to change. I think it'll look a little bit different, but people are going to have there are things they like about it, and it's never going to be perfect, but it's going to be so much better than this dumpster fire of a stadium that's there now. So, like, that's a good start. Now, I get it. Like, we're going in with very low expectations, but you got to start somewhere, right? It's like, hey, how about this? First, the organization's not dysfunctional. Then, after that, the stadium's not a complete dumpster fire, and then we'll go from there. I know we're setting the bar real low, but right now the bar needs to be low. We start with that, and then things start to get better. At least that's the goal. That's what I'd like to look at. I mean, to be honest with you, dude, I was a little kid. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I didn't care that much. I mean, I was old enough to care. I'm not saying that. But here's the thing. Here's what I'm gonna say. I didn't care about stadiums when I was what, 12, 11, whatever it was. I don't know. Like I just didn't it wasn't something that let me put it this way. There are so many things that I've looked back on this and maybe you've done this too. I have looked back on like opinions I had as a little kid and probably as an adult too, but as a little kid, sports opinions that I look back now and laugh on. Like I can remember when B Mitch left the Redskins and went to the Eagles, I was so mad. And I'm like 12 or something like that. Like, how could he go to the Eagles? Not understanding the actual business side of sports. And I've told him this story and we've laughed about it since then. But like, you look back on these things where you just didn't care about it when you were necessarily a kid. And now as you're older, like people care about the stadium experience. People care about where they watch their football. And I actually do believe that more than ever that the experience, whether it's on TV or it's at the stadium, has become more and more of a focus of fans more than ever before because there are so many different options. It used to just be simple, right? You either watched them on TV, listened on the radio, or you went to the game. Like now it's how you watch it, where you watch it, what it's like at the actual stadium, what that experience is like, what the all of the, you know, individual little things that they do for families or what the seats look like and the views and the structure. We also have social media that's given us all this information where people start to become, well, makeshift architects like we've been today. And it just, people care about this stuff a lot more. It's a lot harder to build a stadium than it was back then because it used to just be a stadium and now it's got to be an experience. And we laugh about the moat, but like, I'll be honest with you. If they brought the moat back, I'd probably be okay with it. I don't know why. I know it's insanely gimmicky, but like, I'm probably the only person that would be like, you know what? I'll take that. Because you'd have some dum dums out there trying to surf in the middle of winter. It'd be funny. Yeah, but you would do it, Vic. I know you would. Just commit to the bit. That's all we're asking. Just commit to the bit a little bit. I look, this team has to actually be good on the field. That's going to be the most important thing. But, once you get to the point where if they can actually establish themselves, like let's say this, like, because there's the negative and there's the positive, right? There's the two what ifs. There's the, oh my God, like, what if this team is absolutely terrible? And, they're a 5-win team the year before they open the stadium. Yeah, but what if they're actually a contender? Like, that is possible too. And, like, I know it's hard for us to see it that way. And I get it. I'm in that same boat at times where I look and go, well, how is this possible? How can they ever get to the level that, and it's hard to use the Chiefs as an example because of what happened this year, but like, let's be honest, we'd take the Chiefs or getting where the Patriots are. The Patriots are right back where they were with Tom Brady. Took a few years, they're back there again. Like, that's a stable, well-run organization. For everything that happened with John Harbaugh, the Ravens still a stable, well-run organization. It's just the time ran out, 18 years with a head coach. This stuff happens sometimes. So it is certainly possible that this team can get to the point where they've got a very high floor. The question is, what is the ceiling going to be? Right now, it's just raising the bar on the floor, right? Don't be dysfunctional. Don't have a terrible stadium, though that's going to take years to do. Put yourself in a position where you're actually looked at as a division contender every single year. Oh, and people aren't laughing at you as an organization. Low bar, but we'll take it. For now, that's all you really need. But it's down the road. It's later. What does that look like? And the expectations will continue to get better, right? Like, if the Commanders had won 5 games last season, what would we be saying? We would have been like, okay, well, like, this team there's a gut job. Like, of course this was the case. But you got a little bit spoiled because we watched them win 12 games. And you realize oh, okay, like they could actually be something. And then you come back to earth and we're going, oh my God, the sky's falling. And yeah, it was an awful year, but like I'm mad about the season, but it doesn't mean that I look at this and think everything's going to be the same way that it was before. It doesn't have to be that way. But that doesn't mean that this front office just sits back and goes, yeah, everything's cool. We got a new stadium rendering out there. Like that's the old organization, right? It's like, hey, look at this pretty shiny new object we put out there. Do you guys like our moat? Also, we won 3 games this year, but pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Let's focus on the stadium. Isn't that really cool? Ooh, it's shiny, isn't it? Like, no, this is certainly to show people what they're doing. But what would have happened with the old Commanders Redskins football team, as we go through the names, organization, what it would have been in the past is they would have released these renderings during that like 8-game losing streak, right? That's the difference. This front office and this ownership group said, we're going to wait till the end of the season before we make this a thing. Now, some of it obviously is they had to get it together and officially work with the firm. I get all that. But come on, man. Don't you think they would have rushed out renderings of a new stadium if Dan Snyder was still in charge? Hey, pay no attention to this 8-game losing streak over here. We're going to build a new stadium. Isn't it pretty? Isn't this nice? Don't watch this. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, I know they missed another tackle, but look at this. We've got a stadium idea. Everybody wants to go here. That would have been the old organization. That's already enough of a sign to me to go, okay, this is better. It's not great, but it's better. And that's again, low bars, but low bars aren't forever. The expectations will get better and they'll be it's rightfully so. Like all this stuff matters, but you get to a point where I just want to take a deep breath and forget what happened this year. I really do. And just do things right in the draft, have a strong offseason. You got a lot of cap space, address some of these needs, and God, please get some edge rushers. Get some guys that can get after the quarterback. Like I know Dorrance Armstrong will be back, but you need more than that. And he's no Myles Garrett, so like let's pump the brakes. You could trade for Max Crosby if you want to do that. Everybody hates when I say that, Vic, but I'll keep doing it. If you can get a guy that's going to get you something, they need to do a lot this offseason, but I want to forget everything that happened. Of course it's wishful thinking, but that's the whole point. What am I supposed to do? Only be logical the whole time? No. Here's my pipe dream. Here's my pie in the sky. Here's my BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. That's a thing, by the way. It's really a thing. Anyway, I'm not an architect anymore. I'm done with that. We'll talk to Ryan Horvat. Look at the college football national championship game and the divisional round of the NFL playoffs this weekend. One of the best weekends of the year in sports. Nick Ashooh on the Team 980.